Good morning. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Y'all know I come on Friday AM, Tuesday PM. I'm on live twice a week. Good morning. This is your girl, Finance Muslima. I am a licensed life insurance agent in the states of Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Connecticut, Georgia, Pennsylvania. North Carolina, if I didn't say North Carolina. And I am a financial coach. I am all things mindset and money. I am a speaker. I am a great investor. I'm an author. I am, I might say, an amazing woman. And I think that you guys feel I am too, because you guys been really holding your girl down. Don't forget I'm a baker too. I did that. I love to do that. Couture Cupcakes, can't forget about my first love. All things bacon and cooking. Love it, love it, love it. So, guys, before we jump into the topic of today, I just have some things I want to share with you all. So, if you're new and it's your first time coming through the live and you're not quite sure, like, who is this girl? She's always on here. What she got going on? The best way for you to find out is to click the link in the bio and subscribe to the email list and stay connected for all the mindset and money tips, the financial freebies. Um, all types of things I give out. I have cheat sheets. We have a lot of stuff in the website for free to get you connected, to know who we are and what we're doing for the community. So if you don't know, the best time for you to find out is today. So go click the link in the bio and subscribe to the email list, or find out what it is that you need inside the link. It's a slew of things for you guys. Some really, really great things to tap in. You don't want to not be connected per se. Um, so first and foremost, guys, everybody that purchased the financial planner, you guys been sending me the DMs, the tags. Very, very, very grateful. It has been amazing. I love it every day. You guys getting your books in the mail, you're sending me stuff, giving me feedback. I had a call from a young lady in Philadelphia yesterday morning, and she was giving me some feedback, like reading my story in the front part of the financial planner. She was like, I know your story. Like, it's some things in here that you don't have, or how it's laid out, whatever the case may be. I was so grateful for that. First and foremost, she's like, yeah, I know your story. Like, I know you when you first started selling companies. I was like, what? That is so amazing, guys. It's so humbling. Like, so if she says she knows my story, and she was in Philly, watched me, started selling cupcakes out the trunk of my car and all of these things, right? I think that was like 2010. So, guys, it's 2021. And she's like, yeah, I know your story. Like, that meant so much to me. And the feedback and the reviews, that meant so much to me, especially from a person that know your journey. They've been tapped in, they've been following, they saw your level of growth. They're continuously watching you evolve. Like, that's a big deal to me. Good, bad, or indifferent. Like, I was like, yeah, so tell me how you feel. Like, how did you like this? How you like that? And she was like, yeah, because she's like, I love the layout, I love the size. She was like, just giving me lots of good feedback, and I love it. The feedback has been good. So when you get your book in the mail, it's a part in the front of it that says "My Money Story." That's the part I'm talking about her. You guys got a vision board section. So if you did order your financial planner, you should click the link in the bio, get you one $24.99. You missed the pre-orders for $19.99. Thank you guys for all of the feedback. Everybody's been sending me the tags and the pics. I love you guys so much, and I'm looking forward to so much more. And I want you guys to really use them. Don't keep them in a package you paid for, yeah, to probably support. Like, I want to see what this is about, but really go really unpack your package, get you a pen, get your Sunday night times together, schedule your time to really tap into your goals. This is what this is for. So thank you guys for all of that. And it's been a lot. It's been about 5 different states so far. It's Philly, it's North Carolina, it's South Carolina, Jersey, it's I think I had somebody from was it Missouri? Yeah, like a young lady from Missouri. It's been a lot. That's five. I know that it's been amazing. I can't remember all the rest of them, but you guys have been showing up and showing out. These printers has been shipped everywhere, and my expectation for it and my goal for it is to be everywhere around the world and eventually so many more places. So this is only the beginning, guys. Thank you so much for that. Again, if this is your first time, not familiar with who I am and what we have going on, you can go to the website www.faithfamilyfinance.co faithfamilyfinance.co and go grab you some free financial cheat sheets on various different topics, and just use the checkout code money and some things in there that's free for you to get tapped into the community. And also, you guys, that we started an 8 week money challenge last week. So we're doing $1,000 in 8 weeks. Our first week was last week. It was $10. Start off with $10. So this is coming up on the second week. So if you want to tap in and get connected with the money challenge, you have to be amongst the private Facebook group. In order to do that, you have to click the link in the bio and go to the Mindset and Money Gang group, and I'll get you tapped in and come save some coins and have some fun and really goal chase and get some things accomplished. A lot of you guys might be like, $1,000 isn't much, but it's something to a person that's trying to start somewhere and see some results and get some things done. So you have to start somewhere. There's nothing wrong with starting with $1,000. People do money challenges for 30 days, 60 days, all that kind of stuff. I feel like it's too long and drawn out. I feel like if you're really serious for what it is you want to do, the way that I do it, I have learned discipline. It's discipline, it's consistency, it's all of these things. So if you want it, you have to start now. And $1,000 in 8 weeks, that's not bad. 2 months it go by really fast. So stay connected. You'll have all of the tools and everything you need to get through this money challenge. I'm personally doing the money challenge as well. I'm going to share everything every week of me showing, putting my actual cash inside my money box that I have because I'm doing cash. Those of you that are using savings apps like Digit, Chime, and all of these things, or your Capital One 360 account online, if you're using that, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's good because you get a little bit of growth and interest on it. I have a couple of those that I use for various different things, but for this challenge, I decided to do cash and show it and go through every week with you guys because I want y'all to know and see that I do the things that I talk about. And I'm gonna be all in because I'm always all in. I wouldn't have it no other way. So I'm doing cash for mines like that to show y'all I'm invested in this thing and I'm doing it as well. At the end of the 8 weeks, the end date is, I don't know what the end date is. I gotta go back and check. If you're a part of the Facebook group, you'll all the details is on there. But I'm giving out free $50. I'm going to cash app someone $50 who actually showed me the proof that they're doing this challenge. I had a young lady that's new to the group yesterday type of message and say she's getting her money box. She's getting ready to jump in on this challenge. I'm super excited about it. And whoever wins is going to get the $50 cash app. I'm going to send it right to your phone. But you must first show me how you did it, whether it's online. I want a screenshot. I want to see. You ain't got to show me your business, but I want to see the zeros, the dineros. I want to see the money because I'm showing you my money and I'm all in it as well. So in order to get the $50, cash app to your phone, you have to show me where your $1,000 is at the end of the 8 weeks. And one last thing too, if you haven't yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, I would appreciate it if you guys would go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, like it, set some reminders. I will be going live on Friday mornings and Tuesday evenings. So show you guys some love. Click the link in the bio and subscribe to YouTube channel. I've been promoting it lately and it's been doing very well. But sometimes I forget to speak on it or say something because it's like so much stuff going on and so much other stuff to talk about, so much I'm doing. So sometimes I forget to tell you guys about the YouTube. But if you're always on my page or you're connected, you know that everything going on is in my bio. In the link in the bio, the one link that you need to attach you to everything. It's Friday, and I said I had a long week. I wanted to know how you guys are doing today. I had a long week from my personal financial planning and attacking these goals, and a lot of late nights to the life insurance, helping clients, to the financial planning, helping clients, to planning a dinner party in another state, um, planning a mindset and money meetup, planning um, something special in about four, no, probably about 5 more months now, but I'm not going to share that part. But it's been a lot of planning, a lot of doing, a lot of action, putting a lot of work in, a lot of laptop time and less connections. So it's been a lot. It's been a long week for me, and it's Friday. So if you guys have had a long week, what I did was I unplugged yesterday. I kind of like unplugged, fell back for majority of the day yesterday, and was just like, you know, I'm chilling out for a little while because I want to go hard today. I want to go hard Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I'll see you guys again on Tuesday night. So yeah, avoid distractions. Be aware of your okay. So avoid distractions, and then the second thing to always implement is people, places, and things. So even if we're just not talking about trying to hit a big financial goal, right? Talking about life in general, talking about structuring a mindset to be able to adapt to life and just everyday stuff, right? So even if you're not trying to hit this crazy financial goal, you still should be aware of avoiding distractions in your life, and you still should be aware of the importance of people, places, and things. They're huge distractions. And we're not just talking about money again and life in general. We have a goal set, for example. You have a goal set telling yourself, like, hey, I want to go to nursing school. I want to get a degree and do all of these things, work part-time, still take care of my family, my children, all these things, right? That's a lot of commitment. That's a lot that you have to do, which is cool, and you can do it. I believe that you will get it done. But even if that's the goal, it don't have to be tied to finances. You need to avoid distractions. You need to avoid distractions. They will throw us off. If you're working part time, working full time and still building a business, you absolutely have to avoid distractions. You don't have no time for the BS. And you have family, children, husbands, all these things, wives, it's a lot. So avoiding distractions from every angle is important. No, I don't have time to hang out this weekend. No, I can't do this. No, I'm not doing that. And yes, we're going to live life and have fun and we're going to do some things. But when we celebrate, it's going to be different. It's going to be big boss celebrations, top luxury things that we're going to be celebrating our success. It's not going to be every weekend, here, there. Like, what are you celebrating? Like, honestly, I want to know, what are you celebrating? If you didn't do nothing constructive or productive throughout the whole week, you didn't do anything productive. You just was on a wing working. Oh, I did 8, 10 hours. I worked all week. Da, da, da. I'm tired. I deserve to do this. Yeah, you do deserve it. That's true. You do deserve it. But my thing be, after working 8 and 10 hours for somebody else, what are you pouring into your family? What are you then after hours pouring into yourself and creating for a legacy for you and your own family? After you utilizing the job and do your due diligence to them, what are you leveraging and building into yourself? And it could be small stuff every day. I don't care if it's an hour a day, like 30 minutes, like 45 minutes a day. That's throughout the course of 5 days a week. So you say about 4.5 hours or so a week from Monday through Friday. If that's what you have, then fine. Start with what you have, but build something into yourself, create something bigger than self, and just be mindful of your time and your space. So, and when you get to the point where you're ready to go celebrate, and you're like, yeah, I did all this, like when you start seeing results, guys, when you start making money, when you start really get tapped in after all those seeds you've been sowing, the game hit different. You want it more now. You more hungry. You really moving different now because you just saw the results of your labor. So once you get to that point, you don't even have to like tell your mind anything because just consciously you're gonna start to shift. So let's do those things so we really have something to celebrate, right? Let's go 3, 6 months really strong, hit some goals, make some money, grow a little bit, build some relationships, set some things up for our family. Let's do some things and then really hit that point where we can be like, I got something to celebrate. And the most important thing that's so funny, y'all know I love to be real. I was telling a friend of mine this that, I remember going on vacations or, me and my girls go, Miami, whatever case maybe that was a big deal, like early 20s, right? Go to Miami. Child, there's plenty of days I done came home from a weekend in Miami broke. Chasing again, going to work, now I'm like, oh, let me try to. And then my job, like healthcare, I wasn't in the hospital, but it was no room for overtime. There was no room to work on weekends. It was Monday through Friday. So CNA or other healthcare stuff that I did on the side, I would do on a Saturday or Sunday. So now you done took your whole weekend up. Now you working 7 days when you come back home from a trip, having an amazing time. You exhausted through all your funds because you had nothing planned out and knew what you was doing. You just wanted to splurge and look cute, eat good, be in the mix amongst those who you thought was doing something because it felt good. That was the thing to do. And then you come home broken. It's like you playing chase again. So I remember those days because I done it. So we don't want to do that. Like we don't want to do that at this day and age, right? We want to be able to take vacations, go on trips, have our money and our coins figured out, planned out, and be able to do what we want to do. You don't have to necessarily have to per se live frugal on vacation or budget, balling on a budget, whatever the case may be. I ball on a budget a lot, and it's not like I'm penny pinching, but it's just the fact that my mindset of balling on the budget is like before I go into a city, before I go to Dallas, before I go to Chicago, before I go to Miami, before I go to Houston, whatever the case may be, I know what I'm doing for those days. So I know what my money is doing and what it's not going to do, what I'm not going to do if it's not a part of the plan. That's just the bottom line. You have to think like the wealthy and move with a wealthy mentality, not I'm everywhere doing everything when at the end we have a longevity goal we're trying to hit. We not just don't want to go travel somewhere and go splurge like it's the end of the world, right? Live good, have fun, all those things, but there's nothing wrong with keeping your coins in mind. Because when you come home, life still goes on. You have to still live life. So again, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. For you, those of you who don't know, I have started it. I've just started it recently. I'm growing and building it up. So I would appreciate the love from you guys. Click the link in our bio. Show your girl some love. Um, I want to talk about longevity planning today. So, longevity planning. I want to talk about retirement and why aren't we talking about our longevity money? Why aren't we talking about it? Um, it's a topic that a lot of us they have even before COVID struggling or living check to check, barely making ends meet, looking to create that extra cash flow, trying to get into a business and trying to get something shaken and make some things happen, even before COVID, people was living through this, right? So I want to talk about the importance of still keeping in mind your longevity plan, even while you're trying to get it together now. Because I know when I went through my hardship stage, when I hit rock bottom, and a lot of things weren't working out, and I couldn't really figure stuff out due to lack of financial education, I was like, I'm not even concerned about a 401k. I don't want to talk about any investing or know about any of these, nothing new. All I'm trying to get my brain to do is just focus on the struggles and what I'm trying to do right now. And that's usually how it goes. So I want to help you guys to understand that even if that is your current position, it doesn't mean that that's you don't stop there. If that is your current position, don't let that be everything for you. Don't let that drain you through the fact that you're still trying to figure out how I'm gonna make all of this work. The bottom line to making all of it work, the first thing is to grasp control of your mindset. The second thing is education, financial education. That's just the bottom line. And I wanted to quote you guys on something that's from the book, The Financial Planner. If you have one, you can read it in there. Um, I got this page on normalizing wealth and prosperity, right? So in on here it says, celebrate your wins, you deserve it. I will no longer complain about my current situation because it is not my final destination. Let's say that again. I will no longer complain about my current situation. It is not my final destination. So that's some encouragement I want to give you guys. If you are going through that point right now where you just can't really figure it out, don't think that it's the end game for you because it's not. You got to tap in and just get started. Put your blinders on and get started. And I want to give you guys some tips on the wealth mindset. The first thing I want to tell you guys is to decide if your purchase is a need or a want. I talk about needs versus wants a lot. If you have the "Where is my money" guide, I dig deep down into the needs versus wants because it's a huge thing. We don't separate or make our minds functionally understand what we should be doing and what's more important at the moment. The next thing would be to evaluate your funds. Can you afford this one thing that you want to do right now? We had a my weekly live. We were talking about inexpensive ways to do home decor, all these types of things, little DIY stuff for the house. Or either have, like if you have a $2,000-3,000 furniture set, but just trying to get little pieces of things to go with it to make that living room or the office space really give that pop. Everything don't have to be so extravagant per se, because you can have a again $2,000-3,000 furniture set and just find little small odd things to put up and stick around that piques your interest in what really lightens you up in your home, but it don't have to be so expensive. So in that situation, it's a lot of things that you may want, but it's also a lot of things that you don't need at the moment. So that is an example of the need versus wants. Holding yourself accountable. Tell someone and have them hold you responsible for your goals. If you're not a part of the mindset and money game group, and you don't have accountability, you don't have people that's going to call you out on your stuff, right? You should have an accountability partner, a mentor, business coach, a therapist, somebody that's going to, every various areas of our life, we need accountability. So you have to be open to letting people in order to differ. You have to do that. Living within your means. It don't necessarily mean balling on a budget all the time or budgeting, to this extreme extent, right? But living within your means. If you know you can't afford it, or every time you go out somewhere, you're constantly swiping your credit card, then you should know that you need to fall back. So you should know that you need to fall back because why are you using your credit card so much, charging things that you should be outright paying for, running up your credit card debt, and all these things. Take action, put a plan in place, and work it. I don't know if you guys ever sat with anyone and did a full financial plan or sat down and did a game plan of your finances, your life, your dreams and goals, what it is you're looking to do. If you've never done that, I highly encourage you to sit with a financial professional and stop thinking that you can just create a budget and go buy and save money every month, because creating a financial plan is so much more deeper than just budgeting. And if you're interested in that, I have a 50% off financial planning. You have to go to my website, faithfamilyfinance.co, and check out the package that I have for financial planning. And health is wealth, guys. Investing and living in a healthier lifestyle. Health is wealth. Health is wealth, health is wealth, health is wealth, health is wealth. Health is wealth, health is wealth. Because I'm going to talk about some retirement stuff this morning. And if you don't mentally, physically have that healthy, um, what you're supposed to have for yourself healthily, how can you consistently pour into others? So, health is wealth, never forget. I'm going to go through a series of, I'm going to hit a couple bullet points on this retirement conversation. I'm not going to go too in depth with it, but I'm going to hit some points to give you guys some eye openers of things to be thinking about, looking forward to, tapping into, getting the resources for, learning how to do, putting things in the mind and the brain of what you should be doing if you haven't done, or a better way to do what it is you want to do. So I'm going to give a few bullets on this. I'm not going to go too deep, but we're going to talk about it. So first and foremost, I want to give you guys some options when you talk retirement. Nowadays, with the real estate market being really well off for buyers um, and sellers, well, for sellers probably in certain states, depending on where you are. So, a lot of people are really tapped into the real estate right now, which is awesome. So, I'm gonna give you guys some. So, the first one I would say real estate, because owning the property and the payout from it year after year, if you play the real estate game in a hold situation where you buy and really hold and live off profit, because there's so many ways to play the real estate game too. So in real estate, if you buy and hold, longevity, that's income every month for you, and until you transition, or if you pay your children out, or if you build this company and a portion of the money is going into the trust for your child, however you decide to do it. If you buy and flip, that's another, it's another way too, because you're supposed to make sure you're making a certain amount of profit on top of what you put out when you play the game right. So then all of your profit you should be putting in a trust or in a place that is going to continuously grow. That's another longevity way to play the game. And life insurance. Life insurance is another longevity way to play the game that's not talked about. And I said I was going to give you guys a class. I'm going to do the class after the webinar, because I have to really create a lot of, I got to create enough content to really give you guys enough information on it. And I got to make time to do that. So the life insurance investment piece, just like you guys have Capital One 360, you guys have Chime, you guys have different places where you use online savings account to get that 1% or the 1.5 or the 2% interest. Money needing time to grow. It's the same way you get cash accumulation inside the life insurance policy. Now, with the life insurance, the investment piece to it, the index universal life, I always compare it to the whole. I always say that the IUL is the Bentley to the whole life, right? I always say it's the Bentley to it, because typically when you have a conversation with people, when you say whole life, you say life insurance, everybody say whole life, right? Because that's what we taught and been exposed to. But I always say that the IUL is the Bentley to it. It's so many levels to it, depending on how you want it to work for you and your family. That's why knowing your own personal financial goals and your own personal dreams and goals is so important, because you can design and lay this product out to make it work how you want it to work for you. And versus 1 to 2% interest, we're talking 8 to 10% interest. And money needs time to grow. So you should always have a short-term product for investing, and you should where your money is growing, and everybody should have multiple, if you can, longevity ways as well, because who knows how the world is going to shift, but when we can't rely upon the things that's in place. So we got the real estate, we got the life insurance, you got stocks. People are mastering the stock game. Like, that's where it's at. I know basic info on stocks. My 16-year-old taught me a lot about stocks. Like, he's really deep into it, starting out with the Robinhood app. It's more that I have to learn about stocks, but I know it's a numbers game like everything else, and I know a little bit about it with the things that I play with. So stocks is another one that you can pass down. Um, and another thing too, before I go forward, the life insurance, those products are wealth, generational wealth building as well. And I tell you guys all the time when it comes to life insurance, other cultures, you guys be like, how do they babies come into the world just owning $1 million and all these type of things, right? It's because they create products for them when they were born or when they were little. So if you have children and they have no investment accounts or nothing growing for them for years out, you should introduce them to it. You should introduce yourself to it as well. The earliest life insurance can start in either the investment products as early as 15 days old for a baby. Yes, 15 days old. So just a mindset of money needing time to grow. Imagine if you started out, even if you started out your little 5 or 6 years old, you're 5 or 6 year old, right? Imagine if doing 40, $50 a month for them, imagine what that would get them at about 30, 40 years old. Like, you could make them a millionaire the way the numbers work. And then if you want to decide to use some for investments out of a portion of it, or if you want to decide to at a certain age have that account, have that money start paying you back out each month, it's another stream of income. But money needs time to grow. And then another one is annuities. Annuities aren't talked about enough as well. It's a place where you can put money and get probably, depending on what company you go with. I know Delaware Life is between what, 6 to 7% interest. So if I say, I just came across 20,000, and I have pretty much, you're like, I got everything locked up how I want it. I got this 20 grand. I don't really know what to do with it. I want to put it in a place where it can work for me. And I want to get some rate of return for it later. I just want to put it up, right? An annuity is a place where you can put the 20 grand at and let it sit in Delaware Life and gain 6 to 7% interest, locked in, guaranteed for what, 6 years or something, 5 or 6 years, 5 6 years, 6% guaranteed interest on 20,000. Do the math on that and not worry about it. And we're not tapping in, or you can't get money out like it's 401k. So again, this would be money that you can put up or put into something and not worry about it. It's a longevity fix. I don't care if it's $500. I don't care if it's $1,000. You want to get something going and do something. You can leverage that with an annuity. You have the option of an IRA as well, which a lot of business owners have. Financial planners, Charles Schwab, Edward Jones, they typically lock business owners into IRAs. And you business owners that only have IRAs, I would love to connect with you and give you some game and some education and show you some numbers on how this life insurance investing thing go, because it's another product to add on to the IRA, especially when you have a lot of cash flow coming in. Whether you're a CPA, realtor, whether you're an investor, if you own multiple companies, you got a lot of cash flow coming in. You have money that you don't be really worried about. We want to put that money to work into a product. So those are just some ways that some places where you can go to play the longevity game, because the only one that's being talked about is real estate. Real estate is a longevity game. It's not a game where you go in and you're like, okay, next year I'm gonna do XYZ. You don't know. Real estate is a longevity game. All the ones I gave you are longevity games, and you should have a short-term game as well. Why? So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of reasons why. Life expectancy continues to grow, right? We're going to need more money. So the average life expectancy for an African American woman was typically age 80. We are living longer. People are living longer. How are we being taken care of? Through the government, and what we sit around and to wait and get from them. That's typically how it goes. Or we have living children, elderlies in nursing homes, or if you've ever worked in healthcare and went to your patient's house, and they've older, and the children come through when they want. They pretty much fend for themselves. They're older. They don't have no money. They rely on the help of the healthcare agency to send people out and help them, because that's all that they have. So get into your mind that our life expectancy is right now, we're living longer. So if we're living longer, how do you take care of yourself? What do you have to leverage? You can't say, we can wait on our children, because the way this life is going, sometimes the children are dying before the parents. Who do you have? What will you have? The retirement and longevity conversation is important. And the bottom line is, we're not going to work forever. You can't work forever. People make fun of me and various different people that work so hard and move so different the way that we do. That's because, well, I hope that if you have a game plan, because it's not forever. But you're supposed to put yourself on like a real strict 5 to 10 year plan, whatever industry you're in, however you want your numbers to work, however you want your numbers to work, what money you want to make per week, what money you want to make per month, what money you want to make per year. Well, how, and then after you get that, how much money you want to pay to yourself, have going into your account by a certain age, per month, per year. You guys, this is a numbers game, it's a strategy. It's not just every day grind, 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 show people all this stuff like I'm really doing stuff, but I'm really not. Because if you don't have a game plan that you're following, you're not really doing nothing. I'm not jumping on live and always so super excited to connect with you guys, or like giving out all this free game. And I really love helping people. I really have a strategy and a method to my madness. Like, I really know what I'm doing. I know who I am. I know what I want, and I know where I'm going. So it's not having this 5 years, or like, oh, next six, this first quarter or the next 6 months, I'm gonna go real hard. Okay, but what's the end goal? And then 1 month go by and you didn't hit the target that you wanted to hit after 1 month, then how are you going to get the target for 6 weeks? I mean, for 6 months. So you go back to the table and say, did I do every week what I needed to do every month to get what I need to get at the end of 6 months, and so forth. So we cannot, and we will not work forever. We may get diabetes. People are waking up with strokes. People are having aneurysm. A lot of things just run in our family, not just African Americans, but period. Life is going to happen to some aspect, and we don't know what it is. God knows that our life is written for us already. But how do you know what it is? You don't know. The object is just play the game accordingly. You cannot and will not work forever. You have to build something that you're not so reliant on putting yourself in physical spaces to generate income. Your future may have more financial obstacles than your past or your present. Your future may have more financial obstacles than your past or your present. You don't know when you get older how things are going to work out. When you get older, it's going to be worse than it is now. So people be like, money, not everything, but having that game plan and having that money will definitely put you in a better position to help yourself, versus not having no family, no kids around, and not a dime in the bank account. Relying on Social Security and pension is risky nowadays. It's just not like what it used to be. I've had my grandma retire from water department, and on a pension, started very young. She got out of Philadelphia water department very young, walked away with a nice pension, all of these things. But then look at inflation. That was years ago. So then you retire, you buy a home, you sit back, you live comfortable and all of this, and then you have inflation. If that is your one only stream of income per month, is what this company is going to continuously pay you out your pension, which you work for, awesome. But as inflation starts to happen, so now you could be like, gosh, it's 20 years down the line. I retired so early at 50. Right now, I'm 70 years old. Inflation and having this 20 years later, and I still only have this one income every month that was good for me back then. But the cost of living, the cost of eating, everything has went tremendously expensive. So then what do you do if that's the only income you have? It's supposed to play as a supplement and not just the only stream that you have. So if you work for a company, you're expecting 401k. If you're retiring, from them, and you have, you're leaving, they're one of them companies that still do have full package pensions, then that's amazing. But what else are you going to have when you walk away or when you get pushed out? Because a lot of older people being in companies so long, they're getting pushed out as well because they get paid so much, and these companies, for overhead and protecting themselves and sticking to their budget, they want to continuously bring the young and the more vibrant in because they can get them in at $10, $12 an hour, and they're going to work. Your dream retirement contribution. You got to sit down and figure out what that number looks like for you and your family. It's unfair to depend on family. Some people may not have, nobody to depend on. For those of so for those of us that may have a big children or a lot of big families, like it's unfair of us to say, "Oh, I'll have them to back me up." If you're a woman right now who's 40, 50 years old and you haven't set and made that longevity retirement plan or even know what that vision looks like for you, and you're like, oh, I'll be good. I got 6 kids. Like somebody will help me out. That's a lot of pressure to put on them in any age or aspect they may be in their life. Because who knows when there's going to happen to you, when they're going to need you. They're going to grow to hear their own children and family. Various things are going to happen. So don't just depend upon what other people can and will do because you don't know. I've worked in many a nursing homes and affiliate healthcare and have helped and worked with a lot of men and women in their homes, and they haven't saw their children for years, and their children are living, and their children give them excuses of they're in another state. I gotta work. The kids got this. Oh, I'm gonna come see you next week. What if your mom dies and you never get a phone call for you to come see her again, and you made every excuse up in the book for the last 2 weeks for you not to get there, and she's already in this illness state where she could just die tomorrow. She's not even guaranteed to wake up the next day, and you're giving her a full excuses of why you'll be there next week when you're in that situation. Every day, every hour, every minute counts because you don't know what's next. So you should give them your full everything because you just don't know. Good morning to you guys that's just coming on. Good morning. So it's completely unfair to be able to put all of that pressure on them and have you solely depend upon them. Always have enough money and have options. So a lot of people, if you in a position right now where you're able to balance multiple streams, you have income coming from various different ways. It's so important for you guys to make sure you're putting money in a place that is going to work for you. So say you are a business owner and you have some pretty good money coming in and you're doing really well for yourself. Have you had the retirement conversation with the financial planner? Do you know what your longevity, financial stability even looks like? Have you had that conversation, or are we hustling, bustling to get the money and the things to keep up with other people? Or are we just working and saving in Wells Fargo or Bank of America and we're not getting no interest on our money? So what are we really doing? Know your options of retirement. I gave you guys options in the beginning. I gave you about 6 options. And another thing is to make it important. Understand why it's important. I'm giving you, okay, so we're gonna talk about problem and solution. The problem is nobody's talking enough, nobody's planning enough, everybody is living in the for now and what's going on, but nobody's planning enough for longevity. So the solution that I gave you for that was 6 different options, and I gave you the reasons why you should be doing it. And the most important thing, the time for you to start now is because money needs time to grow. Money needs time to grow.